lacrosse ball and or tennis ball, tune-up ball, whatever you have. We're going to come into a nice seated position. And taking that ball, what I want you to do is I want you to sit up nice and tall. We're just going to work on our breath for just a little bit. So I want you to take a nice deep breath in and out. Good. Another deep breath in and out. Wonderful. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take that ball and we're just going to go ahead and work on our neck a little bit. So I like to go ahead, just have my neck tilted just a tiny bit, and then run that ball kind of down my shoulder, across my shoulder, up on my neck. I don't put a lot of pressure, but just enough that I can feel that I'm massaging the muscles here. I'm not going back to where my cervical spine is, so I'm not pressing on the bones at all. I'm just working on the muscles around the area. If you do find a particular tender spot, you can just hold the ball there for just a little bit, maybe 30 seconds. When you feel it give away just a little bit, then go ahead and move on to another spot. Or you can kind of do what I'm doing, where you just keep massaging and rolling over areas that are a little tender. And not putting a lot of pressure here, just enough so I feel that massage. Okay, go ahead and release. And what I want you to do is we're going to do the other side. So again, just tilting the head slightly here, using that ball, finding those tender muscles, sitting at the computer all day, and kind of make us have that forward head tilt to put a lot of strain on our upper back, makes us hunch over a little bit. Let's just see if we can counteract that. Remember your breathing here. And don't forget to work down your shoulder just a little bit. Again, any of the bony protrusions, you aren't really wanting to focus on that. You're just wanting to get the muscles around. Okay, go ahead and take that ball off. Let's go ahead and bring our chin to our chest. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Good, let's do that again. And then bringing the head back up, keeping our shoulders nice and down, relaxed, and bringing an ear to our shoulder. Good, coming back, let's get that other side. and then coming back up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work our chest area. So what I want you to think of is here is your shoulder bone, here is your collarbone, and you kind of have that meaty part right in between. And so we're going to go right underneath that collarbone, and we're just going to go ahead and roll up and down. Good. And when you find those tender spots, if you're like me, you're going to have a lot of them. You just hang out there, press against it. If you want a little bit more pressure than just your hand is giving you, you can go against the wall. Same position, the wall is between you and the ball, or you can even be on the floor. I find that puts a little too much pressure for me, so I like just to go ahead and use my hand because then I can really control which I have pressure on. Use your other hand, feel free to go ahead and use that other hand to add a little bit extra resistance if you would like. Good. Okay, go ahead and relax those arms, and we're going to do the other side. So again, you have your shoulder, you have your collarbone, and what we want to do is we want to get that space right in between. Just those muscles that we use a lot. Great. After we get done with the chest, we're going to work our upper back just a little bit right between the spine and the shoulder blade. We're just going to go ahead and find maybe a couple of those spots that you might notice sometimes when you're stretching, when you do a certain movement. And we're just going to keep the ball right in that one spot. And then we're going to be moving our arm up and down, out and in. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's take that nice deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead, thumbs towards the ceiling, open wide, just stretching out that chest a little bit more. Good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work our upper back now. So like I had mentioned earlier, the shoulder blade, you have your spine, you're going to get right along the edge of that shoulder blade. So it's a little awkward sometimes to get the ball in that position. And so just do the best that you can. A little tip that I like to do, especially if I'm doing this against the wall, which you're more than welcome to do, is putting the ball into a tube sock. And that way you have a little bit more leverage and you can move it around a little bit easier. But let's go ahead and come onto our back. We're going to find one of those spots. I like to relax my head. If you want to go ahead and bring it up, go ahead and cradle it in with your hands. And then we're going to take our arm and we're just going to come up and back down. Nice and controlled motion here. You might notice your range of motion isn't as great as if you were just laying on the ground. If you're in a certain position where you're really feeling that good pressure, it's not painful, feel free to just hang out there for a little bit. And then bring that arm straight up towards the ceiling. And we're going to go ahead and open it. So we're bringing the back of our hand towards the ground and then bringing it back up. And then you can do a bunch of different movements. You can go ahead and go at an angle, coming up and down. So I want you to find what you're really finding is hitting that spot and helping more get out. Okay, go ahead and let's grab that ball. We're going to go to the other shoulder blade. So again, getting into that little position might be a little difficult, but once you're in it, it's not so bad. As I say that as I'm struggling today. Okay. And then again, feel free to cradle your head. And we're going to start just bringing the arm up and down. Good. And then bringing that arm straight up towards the ceiling, and we're going to open and close. Again, you find room spots really kind of helping out a little bit more. Just hang your arm out there. And let's start working some different angles. Let's do a few more movements. Okay, and then go ahead, come on up to a seated position. We're going to stretch out our shoulders a little bit. So I want you to take one arm across, bring it across the body, hug it in. Good, let's go ahead and get that other side. And then interlace those fingers, thumbs up, but we're going to rotate them so thumbs are down. Tuck your chin, round your upper back, push the hands away from you. Good. Releasing those shoulders. Let's go ahead and roll them back a few times. Good. And I always like to finish up taking a deep breath in, grabbing one wrist, leaning to the side. Coming on up, let's grab the other wrist, lean to the side. And out. Thank you so much for joining me for this class on R&R, and you'll be here next Monday, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.